Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see so many of you here today, tonight, wherever you're at. I'm located in Los Angeles at our L'Oreal West headquarters. I went to Ohio State and DePaul for my master's, so excited to see a lot of the schools represented. We're so excited to see so many schools across the US here today, as this case competition includes all schools, all students, international, US, you name it. So we're really happy to be here. Alongside here, you have an amazing A team. I have Roma and Sam from our recruitment team, and they're going to be walking you through the presentation to start. So this is where you want to take notes. We're going to take you through the timeline, what the case competition is, what you get out of it, because there's a lot more that you get out of it than you think. And then I have Catherine and Evridiki here to talk about their experience. They actually were participants last year and were hired out of this event. So please listen in. Like I said, take notes in the first part, because we're going to really give you a lot of information. But please ask Q&A questions, and we will get to those as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Sam to start, and we're so excited to kick this off. Thank you again for joining.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Brett. Welcome. We're so excited to speak with you more on Brandstorm. I am going to quickly share my screen so we can get started. So Brandstorm. So first, we're going to start off. We have, if you want to grab your phone, scan this QR code, this will take you right to our registration page. So feel free to look through that. It has so much more information if you want to explore even more in depth to what we're speaking to today. And also, if what we are saying today interests you and you want to get involved, which hopefully you all leave here wanting to get involved, this is where you can register. And we'll also show this QR code at the end. So if you missed it, we'll also show it then. So what is Brandstorm? What is this mysterious case competition that you keep hearing about? Basically, Brandstorm is over a 30-year-old case competition that L'Oreal has been putting on since 1993. And of course, L'Oreal being such a global company, founded in Paris, it started in our French office. It is a global case competition that is really values innovation, strategic real-time marketing case studies. This year has a big digital focus, but you guys will hear more on that in a few slides. We also really aim for this competition to offer students so much educational opportunities to innovate and really grow their experience in the beauty industry and create potentially the future experiences for the future of beauty consumers. And also every year we always collaborate with all of our brands in our portfolio, which is over 35. So there's so much opportunity to kind of explore and play with. So first, our challenge for this year, drum roll please, exciting, show you a quick little video that kind of gives you a nice intro into the presentation.
And Sam, while you're pausing that really quick, I want to make an important note. No VR headset or any technology are needed to actually present your idea this year. I just want to call that out. That is not needed. It's just showing you what you can create.
Yes, exactly. So hopefully that video inspired you and got you excited. That's the point. Really amp you guys up for this amazing opportunity that we're offering you. So you may be wondering, what do I have to do? How do I get involved? What's being asked of me? So your mission is very simple. Your ask is to pitch a new idea for beauty consumers that will utilize beauty technologies. You are all encouraged to use technologies such as augmented products, services, experience solutions, empowered by new technology, such as the ones pointed out in the video. The goal of our competition is to create a connection with consumers, to create a lasting impression, and of course, build the brand loyalty that we all would like with consumers. So it's simple, but of course, if you have any questions, we be doing a Q&A at the end. So make sure to put all your questions in the chat so we can make sure to get them answered. So your playing field, in case you missed it in the video, it is all things VR, AR, AI, gaming, metaverse, NFT, which we all know are these new concepts for you guys. So like Britt said, you do not have to have previous experience in these fields to participate. In fact, we encourage those that don't to participate because these are the skill sets that are being desired for the future of marketing and e-commerce. So it's a great opportunity to continue to build those skill sets and make you even more competitive when you go out looking for jobs in the future. So you have so much unlimited freedom to explore. Either it's reinventing consumer engagement, creating virtual experiences, celebrating new self-expression. You have all those opportunities with the technologies that you're able to showcase and utilize. So there's so much opportunity to explore your innovation and creativity. So really the world of Brandstorm is your oyster. So feel free to explore and kind of create a new experience. So you may be asking yourself, what is in it for me? Why should I participate in this case competition? And that is simple. One of our main roles of this case competition is to really give students all that opportunity to gain experience. We know that most of you are students. You may be looking for a way to kind of boost your resume, boost your previous experiences. Maybe it's even beauty. Maybe you're interested in beauty. Maybe you're not interested in beauty. You don't have to be to participate. This is really just an opportunity to be upscaled and really jumpstart your career. So you will be coached by L'Oreal experts and really going beyond your innovation and helping you kind of refine your idea once you get to the final round. You'll also get a certificate that you participated in Brandstorm to add to your resume. And then, of course, this is an international case competition. So all over 100 countries, I believe, that L'Oreal is in participates. You'll be competing against students from across the world. So you'll really be gaining so much opportunities for networking and kind of growing your global mindset. We also, the winner, the main prize of this competition is the international finalist team will get to do a 3-month paid entrepreneurship mission at the L'Oreal headquarters to put your experience to the test and bringing it to the consumer. So many amazing opportunities. Another quick thing to note is even if you just sign up and submit a project, you will automatically be enrolled into our L'Oreal Boost program, which gives you 6 months free access to Coursera, which gives you amazing opportunities to boost your resume with so many different companies, upscaling opportunities. So such an amazing incentive to join. Another amazing incentive is if you make it to the US finalists, which I have no doubt that you all are more than capable of doing that, you will be able to be paired with a one-on-one mentor, L'Oreal leader, and be coached for them for 6 months. So it's an amazing opportunity, and we really want to make sure that we're giving you all of the tools you need to be successful. So how we get involved, I am going to leave that to my fellow coworker, Roma, to kick it off from here.
Thank you so much, Sam. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to talk to you all today about Brandstorm as a French recruiter from Paris. So now that you know what is Brandstorm and what it can bring to you, now we're going to talk more about how you can participate. You still have time to register. You have a lot of time. The registration, began last November, but you just have for the moment to go to the Brandstorm L'Oreal site. You just have to create or join a team of three people. and you just have to start working on your project, and you have more than a month to submit it on the platform. The deadline is March 3rd, so don't worry, you still have time. It's okay, you can create your team of 3 people and innovate and create and submit your project. So how you can participate, and more about like the eligibility criteria. So the first one is that your age must be between 18 and 30. So you don't have to be only, it's not only for students. You can be like a professional or a student. And the major thing that you have to know today is that you don't have to be an expert in IT or in digital. You can be a student in every majors. I don't know, art student, finance student, marketing student. Everyone can participate. Again, you don't have to be a student in digital. Everyone can participate, and as I said before, you have to be in a team of 3 people. So yeah, that's the 3 main thing that you have to know to participate. Yeah, so let's talk more about like the whole process and what you can expect in the next month. So as I said before, between November and March 3rd, it's the process to submit your project and to innovate. Like it's really a play time, a game time for you to be in a team, to create and to enjoy the process, you know. So at the moment you have to register on the website that I said before. You join a team, and yeah, you can play. That's really play time, and you have to enjoy this moment. In March, so after March the 3rd, your team will be selected or not, because our team, our talent acquisition team, sorry, will select like the best project in the local semi-final, and it is at this moment that you will know if your project will go on the next step. The next step is at the end of March. So between the 27th and the 31st of March, it will be like the local finals. So at this moment, you will have to pitch your project to a jury. So it is a US jury from L'Oréal, and you will have to pitch it. So you will have to convince them to tell that your project is very interesting, and why you have to be selected on the next step. The next step in April, it's not about a competition. So in April, it will be like a hackathon. It will be 4 weeks. It will be online, and it is really a time for you to upskill yourself, to be better at pitching your project, and to upskill about digital, and about the whole competition. So it's really an opportunity for you to upskill yourself, sorry, as I said. And in May, the next month, it's also about the competition, and it is at this moment that it really matters, like the international semi-final. So your project will be evaluated by L'Oréal experts. It's not really experts, but it's more like L'Oréal leaders. So it will be very interesting for you to know if your project is interesting, and to have a feedback on your project. And if you're not selected to the international final, it's not a big deal, but it's really an opportunity for you to to have a first experience on pitching, on discovering a new aspect, and of course, as you may know, like digital and AI, AR is really going to be a big deal in the next few years. So I really think that it's very interesting for you, sorry, to participate and to try to go as far as you can. Hopefully you will be selected to participate to the international final. It will be in June 2023. And like the big thing for you, I hope that you want to come to Paris to pitch your project. It will be, of course, an amazing experience for you. And again, if you don't win, I'm sure that you will love the process. And as Sam said before, the winners get a 3-month entrepreneurship at L'Oréal. So I think it's a very good opportunity for you to gain experience, to learn more about L'Oréal, about the culture, and also about digital. The only thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that we know that the topics are not very common. Maybe you don't know about AI, AR, and everything about the Brainstorm competition. But don't worry, like at the moment, there are many learnings that are available on the website that I said before. So if you want, you have e-learnings courses that are available on the website, and you can upskill yourself. You still have time to go on the website to upskill yourself before you submit your project. And also, if I remember well, last month there was a masterclass, and I'm pretty sure that you can have access to this masterclass. Maybe Sam, you can submit the link so they will have access to that. And yeah, I think that's it for this part. And if you have any question, you can ask me after that.
Thank you so much, Roman. That was so much amazing information. Yeah, Sam, can you put, she'll put the YouTube video in the chat. I also see so much interaction in the chat. I'm loving it. And just a reminder, when you sign up on the platform, it's a huge community where you can chat individuals. There's a wall you can post on. It's almost like a live Facebook space. So when Facebook was just invented, so you can also, if you're overwhelmed with, trying to find a teammate here, just please keep in mind, once you do sign up, you'll be able to do that on the platform as well. So just really quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through and start looping in now our 2 amazing individuals that have participated. So Sam, you can go to the next slide, and we will talk about, actually for time's sake, let's skip this video if you don't mind, because I want to have our participants tell a little more about their winnings. So I definitely want to highlight, so if you're sitting there and you're thinking, what do these projects look like? We're going to show you. Last year, students from USC created an amazing concept that was disrupting tangles for textured hair. So this is kind of a glimpse into what they did. So you can start to imagine, what would my idea look like? And if we go to the next slide, we actually have Evridiki here. So can you come off mute and tell us a little bit about your team and like what inspired this idea?
Yeah, so hi everyone. I'm super excited to be here. So basically our team's idea was Beauty Match, and essentially it was an app that you can go on and kind of match yourself with someone who has like skin texture, or if you struggle with some sort of like skin disease and you're struggling finding someone on TikTok or Instagram that looks just like you. So essentially the app would match you exactly with that person, so you won't have to feel excluded. So yeah, it was basically that. And essentially it was an Instagram and Facebook, and you would put in your skin needs and exactly what you want to find, and be right away matched with that influencer.
Thank you so much. It was such an amazing project. And we're going to have Evridiki talk a bit more about her experience in the next few minutes. And then the next one is Catherine's team. So Catherine, you made it to the global finals, the international finals, and got to present in front of L'Oreal's, the head executives across the globe, which was so amazing. Can you talk a little bit about your team and your inspiration?
Yeah, so I found my team in one of my entrepreneurship classes at Rutgers. So I didn't know any of them before, but I just connected with people in the group Me Chat, and we actually ended up working really well together. And our innovation idea was to come up with this technology innovation, which was basically a smart scale that was connected to your phone, and once you place a product on it, it will detect the RFID tag, and it will essentially weigh the product and detect and identify how much product and usage was left. And then your phone could send you an automatic refill. So it was aiming to solve some sustainability and inclusive issues.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It was amazing as well. And then these are just 3 of those ideas. But again, we had over almost 300 submitted projects last year. So just so you can imagine, there's a lot of ideas, and we look through every single one and watch every single video. So Sam, you can go to the next slide. So this, I just want to highlight, I'll go through these really quickly. This is an inspiration for you all right here today. If you're like, this sounds really great, where do I start? Here's a starting place. So some of our brands, Nix is doing amazing things on the metaverse that's partnering with Sandbox. They're creating different avatars that are focused on more inclusivity. So this is one of their examples of how they've taken the idea of inclusion and DEI and bring it all together on a platform. So that's one idea. Again, you can take it and run with it in any way. Mugler is one of our fragrances, and they took part in decentralizing Fashion Week, which it was definitely a big step into just a newfound area in fashion, because that doesn't always happen. So that was another idea. And then the last is YSL, so another one of our luxury brands. And they really kind of unblocked NFTs. So again, these are just some ideas that if you're like, how do I work in beauty into the digital world? Here's some of those ideas for you. Of course, we don't want to take exactly this, but hopefully this inspires you to think big. And that's what we want to encourage you all to do here today is sky's the limit. If you had millions of dollars to create this, what would that look like? And we're excited to hear more. So if you go to the next slide, I think it's just the QR code again. I think one of you said that it was closed, but it is not. It is still open till March 3rd, which means you have to sign up and submit beforehand. So I just want to emphasize that. And I'm going to now move into all of the questions and some of the experience from our alumni here, and really get into the gritty of why this competition and how we can help you be successful in that. So first off, I just want to start with one of the big questions was timeline. The registration place has the timeline that Ramon took you through. So if there's any questions, it's all on that page. So definitely hone in on that. The next thing I want to hear from Catherine and Evridiki is like what opportunities, if you can tell us both, I'll start with Catherine, what opportunities does this event offer beyond just submitting a project? Can you talk through a little bit about that?
Yes. So I would say that Brandstorm is an amazing competition to just get your creative energy and entrepreneurship skills out there. But it's also more of a networking tool. I have met so many great mentors from L'Oreal, from school, and even just like my teammates. I would say that it's really just a great place to get involved and get connected, especially if you want to work at L'Oreal and you really just want to get your foot in the door. I really recommend Brandstorm being one of those first steps.
Thank you. And Evridiki, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Catherine said, but just more so emphasizing how great of a recruiting opportunity this is. I know it might sound like a lot of work when you see it in the grand scheme of things, but it's really an investment in your time and your career. So if you think of it that way, it really is so beneficial for you. But it's not just a competition, it's really getting your foot in the door, and you'd be surprised what opportunities it opens up. It probably doesn't seem like it now because I didn't think about it, but you will really get in there.
Thank you. And Sam, can you actually highlight what opportunities this year that all the students that are on here listening, what is different this year that we're offering them that's actually more opportunities, for their career?
Of course, that's my favorite part of our competition this year. And so for those that just submit a project, you register, which you can all do today. It takes only a few minutes, I promise. And if you submit a project, you will be registered into that 6 months of free Coursera through our L'Oreal Boost program. We also are offering a Recruiter Insights workshop later this spring to all of that submit a project. So you can continue to network with our recruiting team and even learn more about how to potentially land a role here at L'Oreal. Those that make it to our US finals will be paired with a US leader at L'Oreal through one-on-one mentorship. We use an amazing platform that matches you based on your interests and future career aspirations. Will match you with a mentor that you can work with over the next few months and just really continue to acclimate yourself with L'Oreal, grow and develop. I mean, mentorship is an amazing opportunity to grow and develop. So we want to provide that to you. So that's some of the awesome opportunities that we're offering to you. And then of course, winning, you can go to France, which Paris, who doesn't want to do that? So of course, there's so many opportunities with this competition. And I think that's like the biggest takeaway for you guys is if you're looking for an opportunity to grow and develop and boost your skills and boost your resume, this is the perfect opportunity for you.
Roman, did you want to add anything?
No, I just wanted to say that I agree with Sam. Paris is just such a beautiful city, so you have to go.
Yeah. Amazing. So yeah, I just want to emphasize a few things for all the students on here. Again, submitting a project gets you into our program to take Coursera classes and even upskill. You get a certificate, and then you also get to meet with recruiters. So right then and there, it's definitely worth your time. I have a few questions coming through, and then I'll throw it back to you all because I think this is just, and it all ties in, whoever wants to kind of weigh in here. But students are asking for clarification on what the submission looks like. Are there specific softwares that you use? Canva, I'm sure a lot of students, but are there specific softwares you use or any suggestions that you would, say to do as you're making your video and brief? So Catherine and Everdiki, what are your thoughts on what you used last year as a team to submit your project?
Is this still a 1-minute video for the pitch?
I believe it is. So it's a video, and then it's also a like a PDF, like a pitch.
Yeah, our team, we used Canva for any like digital pitches, just creating slides as well. I think Canva is like just really easy to use and everything looks really beautiful. For the video part, I've just had experience in like cinematography, so I've used Adobe Premiere, but I know that like iMovie is really available and really easy to use as well. And I would say that like my one tip for your initial pitch is just making it really clean and entertaining. Like Brittany said that like all of the talent recruiters, they watch every single video. So just getting your idea out there and just really grabbing their attention, I think is really important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I used Canva as well for like the one slide kind of short pitch, and then for the video we had kind of a PowerPoint type presentation, but also on Canva. And definitely agree on making it very clear and concise. You don't need a lot of like, it's more about just making sure they get the general idea, and then as you move forward, you kind of go a little more in depth into everything. But as long as the general idea is there and it's captivating, you're good.
Thank you for those tips. Amazing. So then one of the next questions is, what kind of person or skills are going to help you thrive in this competition? And I kind of want everyone to weigh in here. So what students do you think will stand out? What do you think is most helpful to keep you going and just to be successful in this competition?
I think a really good and important skill to have for this competition is just being able to brainstorm a lot of ideas and like being able to work with your teammates really well. I think that just being really creative and innovative is really what this competition is about. So just being able to throw out like, I think that like 100 bad ideas is better than just like one good idea. So just being able to really just like brainstorm and get inspiration from anywhere, like for my team, like we got the idea of like a smart scale from like a grocery store, like at a self-checkout. So just being really creative and just being able to bounce off ideas and even asking other people for like what problems they face in their daily lives and just trying to figure out solutions for that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I literally asked everybody what would they like and what do you think is missing in the market. And as far as having a specific set of skills, me and my whole team, we were all marketing majors. We're from Baruch. It's a very business school. So it's not only for STEM, it's not only for creatives, it's kind of a mix of both. Even if you have finance or whatever it may be, you can use it here one way or another, and it doesn't limit you here, which is really good.
I also would like to add to that. I actually did brainstorm 2 years ago. And I think for me, the biggest thing to keep in mind is inclusivity. That's a huge thing here at L'Oreal. And it's a huge component of all of our consumer engagements. So really making sure that whatever you come up with is inclusive and can be scaled to a wider audience, I think is so important to keep in mind. Also kind of going off of the other panelists here, it's so important to also, even if you don't traditionally have the background that you think would have this skill set, when I did it, I was also a marketing major. I was in a business school. I had a partner that was a finance student. I had a partner that was an advertising major, and we were each able to leverage different skill sets that we had to contribute to this project. So I would definitely recommend, if you're able to kind of tap on people with different skill sets than you, definitely do it, because it will only make you stronger and of course build on more knowledge that you can acquire through this competition.
Yeah, and just to add on that, I would say don't be afraid to think outside the box. Be curious and try to grow from all the feedback that you will have through the process, from the start to the end, hopefully to the final. And yeah, don't be afraid to propose to propose new ideas. And I want to agree with Sam to say that try to have like a diverse team and to take into account like all the opinions that that you will have. So yeah, diversity is very important for us, and it will be a major aspect in your team and in the whole process.
Thank you all. Those were all tons of gems. So I hope you all were like taking notes during that in how to be successful, because every team is super diverse. So it's just kind of get your idea out there. Meanwhile, there's questions coming in on the back end, a lot about, what are you presenting? And I want, please know that the initial pitch is going to be the high level idea. So it's kind of what you and your team put on paper. You basically get one slide and a video. So it might not be fully baked. As you go through the competition, so Catherine and Everdiki, I'm sure you can kind of weigh in here, but as you go through the competition, if you keep making it further, it's going to build, because you're going to get coached by the team, you're going to get coached by L'Oreal mentors, and they might kind of, push you a little bit. You're going to have to think finances, you're going to have to think how to create this. They're going to help you with that. So as we all said, it's really good to just get that big blue sky idea out there. Even if you're like, I don't even know how this is possible, we will help you get there. So hopefully that helps. And Catherine and Everdiki, did you have that experience where your idea kind of like grew even more throughout the program?
Yeah, definitely. I think my initial idea was very big picture. And then it literally just like went through so many like toss and turns, and it went in like a lot of different directions. And like my final idea, where we did have to include more of like strategies, finances, all of these more specific slides, makes you have to think a lot more critically and strategically, which was really fun. And I mean, our initial idea to like our final idea, it was just like amazing to see like how it really evolved and grew with the help of our mentors and L'Oreal experts.
Yeah, and even my first thing that I submitted, my first pitch, once I was matched with my mentor, as mentioned before. So since my project was very skin based, I was matched with a L'Oreal leader who's in skin, in the skin category. So she was able to really kind of mold it and change it into a more realistic way. And since we're dealing with skin, kind of making it more inclusive to everyone. So you're going to see a growth of it, and it's going to be so great to see the progress you make.
I love it. I'm already very excited because there's so much interest, and we can't wait to watch these. Like I said, for many weeks, we just sit as a talent team and watch your submissions. So it's very, very exciting. And specific questions on the submission. So it should all be on once you register, once you start a team, you're going to have more specific details around length of the video, how to upload the video, all of that. And there's actually a Q&A like admin on the platform if you have specific questions that can answer those. So I just, want to clarify that. But you will have all of those parameters. And then I guess, so we talked a little bit about the team. Let's talk about like during and after Brainstorm. So Catherine, we talked and we stayed in touch a lot after. And I think the biggest thing that you said was the networking piece. And I want the students here to listen in on that. And then as well as the others, kind of like the after the competition. Like, can you talk a little bit about what you did, what made you successful to actually land a role at L'Oreal?
Yeah, Brittany's one of my favorite connections I've made at L'Oreal. She is amazing. If you have any questions just throughout this whole process, she has been so supportive. And after we won the international finals, L'Oreal actually invited me and my team to the New York office, which was amazing. They gave us a whole tour. We've got the chance to meet a bunch of people from L'Oreal, and even being connected with my L'Oreal mentor that I'm still really close with. I think that this whole process has allowed me to create so many great connections that I'm still really close with and connected to after the fact that I did Brainstorm and I do work at L'Oreal now. And I think that even in job interviews is something really great to talk about. And even now when I do talk to coworkers, I always bring up Brainstorm and they're all always really interested. So I think that it's really a really great tool for getting connected with people, but also a tool to like talk about and like keep yourself interesting. Yeah.
It looks great on your resume, and it's a great point to bring up. I always bring it up in team meetings or anything because it's something to really be proud of that you even submitted a project to this competition. And definitely echoing the networking. This is such a great networking tool, especially because it's global. I'm not sure if it's going to happen this year again, but for my year, we had a Slack channel and everyone could kind of just chime in and you can have separate conversations and talk. So that was a great method to like connect with others. But specifically for me, I got my role through my mentor. And she was able to recommend me. So that's also great. Your mentor is going to be probably your best friends within the week of you doing this project because you're going to talk to them all the time. So you'll get really close with them. And they're great. They're really there to help. Everyone that you connect with L'Oreal are really trying to help you and really trying to push you forward, which is great and really nice to like speak to. They're all open, which is amazing.
I love it. And just to clarify, again, some questions coming through. You get paired up with a mentor. We pair your teams up once you get to that US finals round. So you do have to submit. We judge all of your submissions, the hundreds of them that come through. And then all of you then get, again, that certificate, the Coursera learnings, the recruiter workshop. And then those that make it through to the US finals will get paired up with a mentor. You don't really get to pick, but I think they're all amazing leaders anyways at L'Oreal. So it's really beneficial in any way. And then just kind of there's questions coming through about the internship versus our internship. So this is very different from our actual internships, which you could very much land after the fact. Our internships are for students that are rising juniors. And so that is every summer. So just note that. The intraship in Paris is something completely separate at a global level. And that is just more of like a 3 weeks. So it is different because some people are asking like, is this the only internship opportunity? Absolutely not. This is something that you can be at any level. And as you see, Catherine and Everdiki, when you did this, you were seniors?
Yes.
I was in my last year of my master's.
Your master's. Okay. So this is an opportunity for all the students on here to realize that you can be at any grade level, master's, graduate, undergrad, but our internship is specifically for undergraduate. So I want to clarify that a little bit. And while we have a few minutes left, I think I just want to highlight really quick for like, now that we're talking about getting hired at L'Oreal, if anyone's interested in roles, Roman, since you're a recruiter, and as well as Catherine Everdiki, since you got hired here, and Sam, can you talk about like what do we look for when we're hiring individuals? Because the whole purpose of all the students on here is we want you to participate, and then we want to hopefully hire you. But I want to leave all the students here, if they're interested in L'Oreal roles, to just learn like, what do we look for? What skills or potential do we look for in candidates when we're hiring?
Yeah, so maybe I will start on this question. So as a recruiter, I would say that we are obviously not focusing only on the previous experiences. It's not really the only point, of course, that we're going to talk about. And I think that we are looking for people that are curious, that will think outside the box. Sorry, as I said before, and you have to not only focus on the hard skills, and it's more also about the soft skills. Like you have to think about team spirit, about how you can innovate at your level. Sometimes it can be a bit scary because you could think like I'm only 22 or 23 years old. Sorry. So what can I bring to L'Oreal? But we like people that can innovate on the team and propose new ideas. So that's really something that we are looking for about candidates. And also, yeah, don't be afraid to try new things, to be entrepreneurs, and yeah, that's really something that we're looking for. And I'm thinking,
Roman, really quick.
Yeah.
If you can talk about Paris really quick. I have questions on summer internships in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in Paris, are you open to students based in the US as well? Or do you recommend kind of getting hired into the US and then like Catherine, Everdiki, we can all rotate into Paris? What are your thoughts on that?
I would say, to be honest, I would say that if you're recruited first in the US, you will have, of course, more chance to be recruited in Paris. But I think that the mentality is evolving, and you can try to come to Paris because the recruiters are very open-minded. We are looking for diverse profile, and you can try. It is possible to be recruited for summer internship in Paris. So feel free to try, and yeah. The brainstorm will look great on your resumes.
Perfect. And Catherine Everdiki, when you were interviewing as well as Sam, what do you think that, I guess stood out for you in your interviews? What do you think helped land you the role here?
I think just being really passionate and just showing your interest in L'Oreal, which one you're already doing with Brainstorm. To like Roman said, just being able to think outside the box, being an entrepreneur, which I think you're also checking off the box by entering Brainstorm. I think that those are the two most important things to really showcase. And I would say that the recruiters at L'Oreal, at least in my personal experience, have been super supportive of just like really getting to know you and trying to put you in a role that will fit you the best and what brands. So they really do help you along the whole process of the recruitment process. So I think that even if you're really unsure of what type of role or marketing or whatever you want to do, they're super, super supportive about that.
And I think that's a big quality to highlight is they're really looking for someone who's curious and learning, especially this early on. If you just show you're passionate about really getting involved and being a part of a team and really learning. There's so many opportunities within L'Oreal. There's so many brands and positions you can go for. So as long as they see your passion and that you really want to absorb everything, along with thinking outside the box and being really a team player is probably one of the biggest things. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, echoing what both Catherine and Evridiki was saying about passion, curiosity, you're being ambitious by going the extra mile and participating in this competition. And it's definitely something that you can utilize in those interviews. You can speak to your project. It shows that not only are you going out there and trying to get as much experience at L'Oreal that you're participating in a case competition, and really in the process of Brainstorm, I'm sure you will all run into this while you're participating in Brainstorm. You really have to familiarize yourself with brands, products, what has done in the past. You really have to learn L'Oreal in order to create a successful project. So I think that knowledge and previous experience really aids itself in your potential interviews because you already come with so much background and knowledge and passion because of all of the work you had to put into crafting your presentation and pitch.
Yeah, it's a really good example because I have a lot of students come to me and say, I don't have the experience, or I don't really know what to talk about in my interviews because I'm not really sure, I didn't have an internship. This can be your internship, everyone. So if you're a student on here that maybe didn't get to the internship because you were working summers in a different capacity, I've been there. To Sam's point and everyone here, this is something you can say, wow, well, I submitted this project and this was our idea, this is the challenge, this is what we came up with, and companies love to hear that. So it's really great tips for everyone. So we have many more questions coming through and I'm trying to keep up with all of them. So Ramon and Sam, if you see any that I'm really missing, please let me know. But I think I'm trying to get through, let me see, trying to get through a lot of these as quickly as I can. A few other ones. Okay, so we have questions on, oh my gosh, there's so many coming through right now. I'm trying to keep up, everyone. Okay, let me just answer this because I see some themes, and then Sam or Ramon, if you want to pick out a few questions for the team. The one thing I see coming through is timeline on our internships. So our internship for this summer, 2023, actually starts hiring in the fall, which lines up perfect with this program. So if you're a junior or even a sophomore, and that you're really interested in an internship next summer, this is a perfect timeline because we actually start interviewing in September. So this ends in the summer, which means you're right at that cusp for us getting to know you and then hiring. So I think that answered a lot of those questions that were timeline associated. So I think I answered some of these. And then just a few other ones coming through. Actually, this is to Catherine Evridiki. Some people are asking like what you're working on now. So that's actually a great question. So where did you both land roles at L'Oreal?
Yeah, I work at Kiehl's as a JMA doing DMI, which is global marketing. So working in the city, I love skincare, and Kiehl's is one of those really indie, quirky brands. So I'm really glad to be put into this brand. And yeah, as a JMA, which is a junior associate marketer, you get to learn a lot, working directly with marketing experts, working directly in the team. And yeah, it's been a great experience so far.
That's awesome.
And I am a JMA on the Biolage US team. So it is a PPD brand, which essentially that means it's for consumers and pro hairstylists. So it's kind of both worlds. And on that team, I handle PR, influencer, and social for our US market. So anything from signing influencers to getting a press release out and planning events. That's what I do. So it keeps it very interesting. And another note that I want to say is I think especially in our JMA roles, there's a lot of connecting with other JMAs and they're in the same positions we are. So it's a great little community to have as another little treat.
Yeah, amazing. It's so great to hear your stories, by the way. So I think it really resonates with a lot of students that have seen, you go from this idea to submission to mentoring to landing a role. It's really inspirational. And so it's for all the students on here to know that you don't have to win the whole thing. You can win along the way. And I think it's just really amazing to hear your stories, which I love. I think we have time for like one more round robin question. And that is, I want to hear from like everyone on here just about like, what do you think what's like one of the biggest tips we can give the teams and all the students on here as they move into Brandstorm over the next month? Again, March 3rd, I want to emphasize March 3rd, please have your projects in, and we will be watching as a team like all that week to move you forward for the US finals. Top teams that get moved ahead are anywhere between 10 and 15 teams, typically around 10 teams. Sometimes we get really excited by certain ones and we'll push a few extra through, but just so you know how that works. So in the meantime, I'll hand it back to everyone on here. Can you give kind of, again, your best advice for this competition for all the students that are still listening in, and how do they move forward from here?
Okay. My best advice and tip is to really leverage the people around you. Not only just your professor mentor or your L'Oreal mentor. My whole team was built on marketers and communication majors. So, and we were trying to really pitch this tech, like engineer tech innovation idea. So we connected with people who were app developers. We connected with electrical engineers. We even pitched our project to our parents and our families and our friends. So really just rely on your own personal network and connections and really ask people for help.
That is great advice. Do not just put it all on yourself. I love that.
Yeah.
Evridiki, what do you think?
I would say my biggest advice, just thinking back to like my journey throughout this competition, is to not get yourself too stressed, because you're going to get really stressed. And I know those timelines come really fast, but you really have to kind of ground yourself and realize that you can do it and you got it, because there's going to be moments that you doubt yourself. I know I did. But kind of thinking of it as a bigger picture, like it was mentioned many times before, it's great if you make it to the continuing rounds, but it's not life or death if you don't. There's still opportunities for you to get in, and either way it's going to look great on your resume, and this is such a great opportunity to like continue to utilize in any career path you choose.
Thank you. Sam and Roma, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I could add that just have fun. I agree with Evridiki. It looks like a lot of work and everything, but you're going to work with a team. So feel free to be curious to learn about this topic, to network, and yeah, have fun. It would be my advice. Don't take it too seriously. At the same time, of course, you will have to work on this project, but have fun and enjoy the process.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm also loving that I'm seeing so many people of the chat sending their LinkedIns, their emails, already connecting and forming a team. Amazing work on all your guys' part. But definitely, I think a huge component of this is the networking, which you guys are all doing. So kudos to you. But also, of course, have fun. This is supposed to be a fun experience. So I know it can be, hard. Of course, you want to win. Of course, you want that opportunity in Paris, but at the end of the day, it's still an amazing experience. And as someone that didn't necessarily make it to the US finals, but is still in front of you speaking about our amazing program, it definitely can happen. So definitely don't, if you don't make it to where you want to be, that doesn't mean the end of the road for you with L'Oreal. It's just more experience to add to your resume, and who knows, you could also be here too. So definitely don't let that discourage you, because you guys are all going the extra mile and submitting amazing projects, and you should all be proud of that regardless.
Best advice ever. I know we're almost right at time, but there's still questions coming in and I have to jump on another event. So I'm gonna let Sam and Romana actually stay on and finish if there's any questions that you feel that we missed in the Q&A. Everdiki and Catherine, you've been amazing for staying and working late and joining us with all these students that were on here. I'm sure they'll be reaching out on LinkedIn for your advice. Because you are exactly like what the process is about. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all the students from across the US. It's so amazing having you all. This is like why we do this competition, is for you. And we're excited to watch your pitches. So I'm gonna hop off, but again, Sam, Romana, if you see anything that you wanna quickly answer or type in, please do. And thank you all, and we'll see you in Brandstorm. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Okay, so maybe we can answer to some questions. I just saw a question about the mentorship. Just to clarify, the question is how could we find matching mentors and keep track of the process? So you won't have to find your mentors. We will assign you your mentor when the time will arrive. So you won't have to do that. It will be it will be our role. So don't worry about that. And there was also a question about the pitch. Maybe Everdiki and Catherine, you can help on that. The question was how detailed the pitch has to be, and how long is the pitch? Can you give us some, how did you do that?
Yeah, I can go. I remember the first pitch, I think, being about a minute video, I believe. And it's really not in depth. It's basically your overarching idea just to get those watching interested and wanting to learn more. But it's not really in depth. You're not going to need a whole marketing strategy or financial budget outline. It's not going to be that. It's more so just getting the general idea and what impact and what change you want to make in the industry.
I'm seeing a ton of questions on our internships, specifically operations, R&I. Those applications are still open. So if you're a junior in your third year of study in college, definitely apply. Those that may be seniors or in their master's program, you can definitely still apply. However, because you're a senior and are eligible for full-time employment relatively soon, there's lots of entry-level roles such as junior associate roles, which both Catherine and Everdiki are in, and myself on the HR side. So there's lots of opportunity there. We also have, for anyone in their masters, we also have other opportunities there in research and innovation. So just keep an eye on our career site, careers.l'oreal.com, and those opportunities open on a rolling basis as well.
Yeah, there is also a question about the entrepreneurship that is offered for the winner. So the question is it only for the winner of the competition? So yeah, this is the final prize, like this great opportunity. So yeah, obviously it's like only for the winner.
I'm also seeing a question, and since we're kind of past time a little bit, just want to be sensitive to everyone's schedules as well. So the last question we're going to answer today is, what would you say the time commitment is like? Of course, panelists, feel free to weigh in, but it's completely up to you how time committing you want to make it, how in depth you want to go. Of course, that's up to you. I can speak on my previous experience. It can take, a couple hours every week. I would say maybe like 6 to 7 hours a week. But of course, that depends on your timeline, what your project is, kind of how much work you're throwing into it.
Yeah, time commitment wise, definitely involves more time the farther you get into the process. But in the initial few stages, I met up with my group like once or twice a week. And yeah, like Sam said, it only took like a few hours a week. So I was still able to balance it, going to college and doing all my classes. So I think it's completely manageable.
Totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
the farther you go, and since more in depth of the presentation we'll have to do, of course you'll have to put in more work, but completely agree that's manageable. I was finishing my master's and working full time, and I still was good. So
Yeah, definitely echoing you every Diki. I was also working part-time, full-time student, involved in many other things.
yeah,
In fact, I was planning an event on the side as well for student org. So it was a busy time, but I still made it work. So it definitely can make it work with your schedules. Okay, so I think that's all we have time for. Anyone that's still on the call, thank you so much for participating. Can't wait to see all your presentations. And of course, another thank you to all our amazing panelists for being here today. Of course, your experience is so amazing, and hope that everyone in the chat also got so many amazing insights from both of you. So thank you so much. But
thank you.
yes, of course. So thank you guys again, and have an amazing night.